Audition rooms are mind fucks. You just go into this like cold room and there's like one dude with the camera and they're like, go. You're supposed to be creative in that environment. It's very difficult. I think like that's like one of the hardest things to do as an actor is go into an audition room. The cool thing about like this one though, I did it in his house. And that was cool because it was just like, it kind of felt homey and like the scenes that I were doing, that was necessary. But like, other than that, I think it's always kind of, I mean, for me, it's out of gas most of the time.
I think one of the big things was that Destin was there. And, I mean, of course, it was a callback, so, you know, the director would be there for starters. But the fact that Destin was there and that it wasn't just like, oh, hi, you're an actor, I'm a director, I'm better than you, go. It was very much, he was just very open. And he was just, hey, how's it going, you know, do this. And, of course, I was nervous, but I don't really know how to explain why, but for some reason, as soon as I walked in, I was like, you know, what do you have to be nervous about? You can open up to these people. You can just give your feedback. You don't have to hold back, because a lot of times, especially with a role like this, because the scene that I had to do was just run around. And sometimes you're like, well, that's a very movement-oriented scene. Should I move around? And I just went for it. And usually it's kind of hard to do that, but I just immediately felt comfortable as I walked in the room because everyone was very, you know, just free-spirited and not very directory type.
I was an actor before I got into casting, and so I really try to approach casting as much as possible from the actor's point of view. I really try to do everything that I can to make the audition experience comfortable, because I know that it can be the antithesis of comfortable. It can be nerve-wracking and stress-inducing and all of that stuff. I've worked with directors who make it much more uncomfortable, and for the actors, and it makes me cringe inside. And when that's happening, you're really trying as much as you can to advocate for them and do whatever you can to get them to relax. And then sometimes you have experiences like this, where Asher and Destin were in the room and you felt like it was friends hanging out, watching people coming in and creating that environment where they could just explore. I think understanding that nerves are part of the process from every point of view and making them work for you rather than trying to block them out and get rid of them can really help. You have to give a respect to that, to the fact that these actors are coming in and going to these places and showing you these elements of themselves, and they don't even have the part. So you just have to respect that.
One of the things that we did that was really helpful to me was I brought in Dominic Bogart, who was he acted in I'm Not a Hipster, my previous film, and I just knew that his acting style was what I was looking for, and so I brought him in to just read opposite these actors who were coming in, and allowed him to improvise with some of the sides that we had just didn't have enough to really let somebody get into it. So we would improvise a bunch in the beginning and then just let it go. And honestly, it helped. Like, it was like night and day for not just for choosing who I wanted, but for creating just like creating an environment that was kind of fun, and it made, I think, anybody who came in, whether they got the part or not, had a much nicer experience.
Those of you who do not act and haven't been through a big casting process may not realize that usually you walk in and there is an assistant from the casting office who is reading with you, and they don't give you a lot sometimes. And you're giving it all because the camera's on you, and there's somebody like, yes, because I don't like you. And it's like, you have to go back. It's kind of horrifying. So I think it is actually a genius move to bring in somebody who is a wonderful actor, who likes to play, and who conveys a quality that you are looking for. That person's going to bring that quality out if it's available. So great tip.